Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a creature that isn't really a they, it's an it, a single, massive, one-minded monster. We are, of course, talking about army ants, and let me tell you, the way they work is honestly stranger than you could possibly imagine. Yeah, this quote pretty much nails it. When you see this in a Costa Rican forest, you're not just looking at a bunch of bugs. No way. You're watching a living, flowing river of predators. A single being, moving with a single, terrifying purpose. It's the stuff of nightmares and legends. So we're talking about colonies with 500,000 individuals, sometimes even more. But calling it an army doesn't quite capture it. This is a single entity with one purpose, one mind. A concept scientists have a great name for, a superorganism. So what in the world is a superorganism? Well, think of it like this. An individual ant is like a single cell in your body. A skin cell or a blood cell can't just go off and live by itself, right? Its whole job is to serve the bigger creature. And it's the exact same here. The colony is the actual creature. And the sheer scale is just staggering. Try to wrap your head around this. A single creature made up of 500,000 separate bodies. That's 500,000 brains, all acting in perfect unison, driven by one single, all-consuming appetite. It's an enormous, unstoppable force of nature. Okay, so where does a monster made of 500,000 ants live? Well, army ants don't build a nest. They are the nest. This incredible living structure is called a bivouac. They literally hook their legs and bodies together to create a pulsing, breathing fortress that serves as the external skeleton for the entire superorganism. You know, this brings up a really fascinating question. If this thing is one single entity with one goal, how does it think? I mean, what serves as the brain for this monster? Now, the obvious guess would be the queen, right? She must be the one calling the shots, directing this massive army. But the truth is, it's so much more incredible than that, and way more complex. Get this, the incredible answer is nobody's in charge. There is no leader. No single mind is pulling the strings. Instead, every single ant just follows a few simple pre-programmed rules. And when you get 500,000 of them all doing that at once, something amazing happens. A powerful collective intelligence just emerges. It allows the whole colony to think and act as one. And you can see this collective intelligence at work in their caste system. It is just ruthlessly efficient. An ant's body, its size and shape, tells you exactly what its job is. You've got the medium-sized workers doing the hunting, the bigger porters carrying prey, the tiny ones taking care of eggs, and then you have the massive soldiers. Their only job is to guard the colony and destroy any threat. Okay, so we've got this incredible, self-organizing superorganism. But how does a monster with 500,000 mouths actually feed itself? Well, it all comes down to the hunt. And here's where things get absolutely mind-boggling. They do all of this, completely blind, every single one of them. Theirs is a world of touch and smell. With every step, an ant lays down a chemical trail, a pheromone trail, creating a living, constantly updating map for the others to follow. It's a world where, quite literally, the blind are leading the blind. Their attack strategy is just a masterclass in brutal coordination. When they find prey, even something big and tough like a scorpion, they just swarm it. The more the victim struggles, the more ants join the fray. They probe for any tiny weakness in its armor, inject a venom that literally dissolves its tissues from the inside out. And then they just tear the softened body apart, piece by piece. You know, when you have an appetite that ferocious and a hunting method that effective, you just can't stay in one place for very long. This superorganism is a born nomad. It's always on the move. And these numbers are the reason why, deep inside that living bivouac, there are 50,000 brand new hungry larvae that all need to be fed. And to keep them satisfied, the colony has to capture around 30,000 prey items every single day. After about 20 days, they've picked an entire area of the forest completely clean. So this constant hunger, it triggers their nomadic cycle. After about 20 days in one spot, all those new larvae hatch. And under the cover of darkness, the entire city just dissolves. For the next 2 weeks or so, the colony is on the move, marching to a new location every night and raiding fresh territory every day. But army ants aren't the only superorganism out there in the jungle. And when these nomadic hunters happen to cross paths with another, very different insect society, you get this amazing clash of cultures. So this isn't just two species meeting, it's a fundamental clash of lifestyles. On one side, you have our army ants, the nomadic hunters, living in a temporary home made of their own bodies, obsessed with the daily hunt. And on the other, you have leafcutter ants. These are settled farmers. They live in massive, permanent underground cities, and they tend these huge fungus gardens for food. And get this, they basically discovered agriculture 50 million years before humans ever did. So when these two worlds collide, it's a standoff. The leafcutters have a huge advantage in numbers. We're talking 10 to 1. But they're farmers, not fighters. The army ants, well, they're born killers. But even they are cautious about those odds. A full-blown war really doesn't help either side. So eventually, they both just back off, retreating from each other's chemical trails. So after seeing how it hunts, how it lives, how it even interacts with its neighbors, just how successful is this nomadic, one-minded monster? Well, the numbers really do speak for themselves. In just one 15-day nomadic phase, a single colony can be responsible for more than 450,000 kills. That's a truly staggering figure, and it easily makes this superorganism one of the most successful predators on the entire planet. And all of this leaves us with one really fascinating final thought. Army ants are this incredible, living proof of the power of cooperation without any leaders. So it really makes you wonder, if 500,000 blind insects can coordinate to become one of Earth's top predators, what are the true limits of collective intelligence?